Kylie Farr, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks, Leanne. And yourself, looking
Yeah,
sparkly?
I am sparkly today. Thank you for noticing, although how could you not, right? So tell me, how is everything going at realestate.com.au?
Yeah, really good. We've been working at home now since the middle of March, as of most businesses.
Yep.
It's been interesting. I obviously used to work at home a lot before, probably 3 days at home, a couple of days in the office or travelling. So it's been a little bit of an adjustment for me to be at home for 5 days and not going anywhere else.
Yeah, well, that's right, because
okay.
You do travel a lot for your role, right?
Yes, so I'm normally on a plane, and so I'd love to get up at 3:30 in the morning again and be on a plane and, have some breakfast and lunch of my choosing without a child, and then come back home late at night. Please. So at the time when you're traveling a lot, you think, oh, I wish I didn't have to get on planes all the time, but when you're confined to your house,
yeah,
it's a bit of a different story.
It's a different story. I have to be honest, I also cancelled dozens and dozens of trips. My year this year was literally full on travel for most of the year. So it was a bit of let me just turn that off. It was, I was really upset to have to cancel it, but I'm very happy sitting at home in my lounge room, but I don't have little kids to look after.
Well, fortunately, mine aren't that little. They're 8 and 10. But, the homeschooling journey has been a bit of an interesting one. Probably for me, like I was the kid at school that if you asked me to do something extra, I was there doing something extra. I was going to be like trying my best, and watching my kids do just the set tasks and not want to extend themselves has been a bit frustrating, but it's taught me that you can't teach drive and determination. You can help them set goals and you help create a vision, but that fire within is something that they've just got to have or not. And I think that probably holds true for business as well, that, you can lead people to do great things, but they've got to be willing to just smash it for themselves.
It's so true. That's a really interesting observation for you to make. And I guess it also depends for your kids what it is that they're working on, right? Because there might be some things that really do light them up. And that's what it's all about, trying to find what those things are. Whereas somebody like you were obviously a bit of a teacher's pet, I'm guessing. You just wanted to do well, right? You always wanted to do really well, no matter what the task was, you wanted to do it well.
Yeah.
Whereas other people
had
well, there you go. I mean, other people have the attitude that anything more than a C is wasted energy.
Yes. And I've always been like, at the heart of things, I'm probably a believer, there's a place in the world for that, and there's also the place in the world for the really high achievers. And so without that, it would not be great. But yeah, it was interesting. And so I've just decided to, I'll cool my jets a little bit on that, and I'll just focus being a mum, and they can sort their own drive and determination out in the future. Yeah, but it has been pretty cool, like navigating that with like customers and industry partners and colleagues, the people I deal with, and just chatting to them about their family situation. Because even though you kind of in passing say, oh, how's the family going? I hope they're well. Yeah. COVID's really kind of opened up that dialogue with people for you to understand, oh, okay, they're struggling at home too with 2 kids, or they've got an elderly person living with them, or a disabled family member that they have to care for. And so it has actually been quite good connecting people and just understanding people through the process, which has been really nice, I think.
Yeah, it has. It's really been a learning experience because everybody's handling it differently.
Yeah.
And, as you're learning things about your kids that potentially you probably knew, but wasn't sort of at the front of your awareness about them and their attitudes. So I'm sure there's a lot of parents out there that are very happy that their kids are back at school. Well, they are in New South Wales. Are they back at school in Queensland?
Yeah, so Queensland's back at school, and I think Victoria's opening up very soon to go back at school. And then the other states, South Australia and Western Australia, have been back for a while. So at REA, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Like we've got
Yeah.
people all over the country and everyone's doing kind of different things, but
Yeah.
pretty lucky actually to work for realestate.com because they have allowed us to just get on with the job and do what we need to do to be great at work and great at home.
Yeah, which is awesome. And so how do you navigate the whole team culture piece? Because I'm speaking to a lot of business owners that are now, they've got some people at work that really want to stay working from home. Some people want to come back into the office. And I've got some baby boomer kind of business owners that are going, no, they're all going to come back to work. And it's like, well, that used to be my attitude too, but why do you have to be at work? And so how do you navigate the team culture piece?
Well, I think it's a really interesting one. I personally have always worked remotely and then tapped into our various state offices. And so for me, trying to be part of the culture is about me giving more and putting in more and trying more to, you know, connect with people. We've got sales teams at REA that went straight to a dial-in every single day. So we're Zooming every day for 15 minutes to have a catch-up. Like Zoom meetings just went off the chart, exponential everywhere in the start. And I think they did it for everybody. So every conversation was Zoom. And I think there was a bit of Zoom fatigue that kind of kicked in about 4 weeks ago when people realised, well, hang on, you know, normally I would have a face-to-face for important meetings, or I might be able to do a Zoom, or I could just do a phone call. And so we went from like Zoom to, you know what, I'm just going to balance things out a bit and work with, yes, some things need Zoom, some things are a phone call. And I think that's just adapting the culture from how it was before to new. So everything seems to be kind of going okay. We've done lots of Friday afternoon virtual drinks, and let me tell you, when you start virtual drinks at 3:30 in the afternoon, that can make for a very interesting Friday night.
I know, I've had a number of those myself, but I can't quite bring myself to, because I've still got work I need to finish, right? I can't have finished everything by 3:30. And then you have 2 glasses of wine and it's like, oh, bugger the work, and you'll be asleep on the couch by 9 o'clock. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I think there will be like a greater desire for people to have a bit of a balance of working from home and also going into the office, because you need people. I mean, that's probably a biased opinion, but I like people. I like to talk to people, and normally I want to get on a plane and have a face-to-face conversation or drive into the city to meet customers or partners. Like I just prefer that as a mode of communication. And so it'll be great when we can do that stuff again, because that's where the real stuff happens. And without doing that, I think COVID would have been a lot harder. In my role, I worked on sponsorships of events or initiatives. And so what that's meant is they're generally face-to-face events. And so we've had to really pivot quickly and have different conversations about value, because value in a virtual setting is actually quite different to value in a face-to-face setting. And so that could be a really tricky conversation if you don't have solid relationships, because you're having to say, well, this is what we were supporting at previously, and this is what we were getting. And so now that everything's changed, how can we ensure we get a similar level of value or do different things? And I've been really lucky. All of the people I work with have been amazing to deal with and have really transparent, honest communication. And so it's made that a lot easier. It hasn't felt like a struggle. But yeah, without having those solid relationships built on face-to-face before, it would have been really hard to get through the last couple of months in my specific role. And I know that there's a lot of events people in the real estate industry and other industries that unfortunately haven't got roles anymore. And that's a real shame. It's a real shame, and it's going to be interesting to see how that recovers.
Yeah, I agree. It will be really interesting to see how it recovers. I was just talking to my business owners yesterday, and we've got a leadership series that we started to do, and we've sort of held off. And I said to them yesterday, okay, we can actually go back and do this face-to-face now, or would you rather do Zoom? And the majority of them want to stay on Zoom, which surprised the hell out of me. Some of them, just the travelling, around Sydney is problematic, and others are still just genuinely concerned about being out in the community when they don't have to be. So yeah, I think the event space is going to be really interesting moving forward.
I think for the real estate industry though, like real estate is a great consumer of education and learning and professional development. And so it actually opens up a lot of possibilities in terms of access to information, content, learning, upskilling, where before, you know, largely it was maybe unaffordable because of the distance to travel or the time to be out of the office. And so it's going to be really cool to see how that can really make a difference for real estate professionals, because I think there's still a lot of desire there for that. It's how can they, you know, keep the momentum going with virtual things, because, you know, there's a new breed of real estate professional coming through all the time as more people come into the industry, and education and credentials is a really important part of that journey.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's going to be a really, really interesting space, particularly over the next 6 months. So hopefully we'll get to see each other again soon at a Real Women in Real Estate event somewhere around the country.
Yes, that'll be good.
I guess I'm going to be able to do one in Sydney fairly soon, although it's so cold, I might have to wait until spring.
Yeah, wait till spring.
All right, Kylie, it's so lovely to catch up with you. Thank you for making the time. And
no worries, great to chat.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks very much, Leanne. See you later.
Bye.